One of the most commonly asked questions I get either from one-to-one clients, in my group program, or even during my talks is how to fall asleep easily in the evening, and often consistently easily is the additional part of this question. So let's go into this. And this is very much a part of that sleep picture that I look at when I work with professionals. But let's focus on the falling asleep part. Now, if you haven't come across any of my videos, I would really invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that little bell so that I can notify you when I post a new video. And make sure you come through and watch the entire video, because we will look at this step-by-step approach rather than giving you random and useless tips and advice that will never really work. And the reason I say that is because online I have seen so many different approaches and often good advice, but sometimes what's missing is making sure that it actually works for you. So within my channel, I focus on things that actually bring you the self-awareness so that you can make sure that you put the right things in place, rather than giving you a list of tips and advice that most of the time will not relate to most of the sleep problems that you might be struggling with. So that's a really good approach, is approach it from a practical perspective and really looking at how you can make that happen one step at a time. So let's go into this then. So what does it take to fall asleep easily and consistently in the evening as well? The first step is self-awareness. You've got to figure out what is the reason, the real true reason why you're not falling asleep easily. And this comes often from your daytime. Either it can be part of the personality traits that you have, and within the programs that I run, we discuss all the 16 different personality traits that can affect your sleep positively or negatively. So really looking at who you are as a human being. As an example, I am very much more of an analytical type. So when I struggled with my insomnia, I had to look at it and tame that part of myself so that I wasn't tossing and turning in bed and not falling asleep. So start with that self-awareness. Why are you not falling asleep easily? Then we look at the second part, is what happens when you climb into bed and you turn the lights off. Is your body and your mind ready for sleep? Or are you just hoping that because you turn the lights off, you're going to fall asleep? And this is one of the biggest things I see with a lot of different professionals who come to seek help from me, is they hope to go to sleep, but they don't know how to make that happen. So when we look at turning the lights off, your body and your mind needs to be physically, emotionally, and mentally be ready for sleep, not just fingers crossed and let's see what happens. And that's where sleep skills for life comes in. To prepare your body that way, that's a set of skill sets to make sure that once you're actually climbing to bed, that's no longer a question whether or not you're going to fall asleep. You know how to fall asleep because you are understanding of what you need to put in place to make it happen. So that's the part 2. The part 3 in this is what happens after you turn the lights off and maybe you're not falling asleep as quickly as you think. And again, there's lots of misconceptions about this. Often people ask for advice to say, how can I fall asleep faster, quicker, not just necessarily easier. I don't really promote the idea of fast, meaning a few seconds. If you think about falling asleep, it is a transition. It's a transition from daytime to sleep, which means it's not a switch like we often refer to it. It's a process. It's a physical, emotional, and mental process of turning off from the day and actually falling into sleep. So if you are getting maybe impatient or you're tossing and turning and you're thinking, why am I not sleeping? Give yourself 15 minutes to be able to fall asleep. Don't expect it to happen within a few seconds, because a lot of the times it is not going to happen within seconds. And even if you look at the National Sleep Foundation's indicators of sleep, up to half an hour falling asleep is okay. So don't get stressed about it. Don't get frustrated about it. This is the third part of this. When you're in your bed, do your best to just relax into it. The more relaxed you are, physically, mentally, and emotionally, the higher chance that you will actually fall asleep easily and within a good period of time rather than seconds. So I hope this video helped to clarify maybe some of the misconceptions you had about falling asleep. I know this isn't a full-on plan because when I work with clients, it often takes weeks and if not months, depending on the scale of the problem they have, to actually overcome some of these things. It's not an overnight thing. It's not an overnight hack. It often takes you to put something in place, a practical plan in place to make it happen. So if you like this video and maybe it raised some more questions, feel free to comment below. And if you want to submit a question, just use the hashtag AskBeatrix, either below the comments, or if maybe you're not happy sharing publicly, you can come over to my website and you can submit your questions privately as well. So I'm always here to help and support you in different ways. And if maybe publicly not asking is something that stops you asking questions, then feel free to come over to my website and ask that way. So I hope you like this video. Click on the like button below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed yet, and hit that little bell button so I can notify you when we upload a new video. And later on this week, I'll publish a new video which fits into this theme of falling asleep on a question that we have received from the community. So come back, watch that as well. And I'm looking forward to supporting you overcoming sleep problems or even your insomnia in the coming weeks. So thank you for watching.